Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever seen Julius Caesar, read Julius Caesar? This is exactly the same thing. A tu Brutus. My God, they are all turning on each other. And I said this would happen, but I didn't even realize. I think I must have, read this a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and I just couldn't believe what I was reading. But the top attorney at the law firm, the man who purchased the Steele dossier. And by the way, hit subscribe to my super chat. I can't do this without you, ladies and gentlemen. Your super chat is greatly appreciated. To my super chat, thank you. And hit subscribe to this channel. By the way, hit subscribe also to the Stock Market Crash channel. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a segment on the stock on the Stock Market Crash channel. I'll put that right here. It's about Bitcoin descending to $10,000 or below. I don't want that to happen. Born to raise hogs! Wow, thank you so very, very much. Thank you so very, very much. Born to raise hogs. Here's the segment, ladies and gentlemen, on the Stock Market Crash channel pertaining to Bitcoin getting to 10,000 or below. Born to raise hogs. Thank you so very, very much. Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. My goodness, thank you. Thank you very, very much. Thank you, Born to Raise Hogs, as always. I hope all is well. Your support is greatly appreciated. We have such a great discussion and live stream tonight to talk about. Born to Raise Hogs, thank you as always. I hope all is well. Thank you as always. Former partner, FBI agent to testify against ex-Clinton campaign lawyer Michael Sussman. Now, a conviction is virtually certain. A conviction is virtually certain, ladies and gentlemen. There's pretty much no doubt that Sussman will get convicted. Pretty much no doubt. Born to Raise Hogs, thank you again. Greatly, greatly appreciated as always. My goodness, thank you. There's no doubt of a conviction. You not only have Sussman texting, you not only have Sussman, and I actually feel bad for this man. I actually feel bad for this man. I know you might say, well, why do you feel bad for him? He was engaged in a very, very corrupt activity. Why do you feel bad for him? He was trying to basically set up and frame Trump. I kind of feel bad just because he wasn't even as important in all of this as Mark Elias, the man who is turning on him. You even have Robbie Mook, according to the Washington Times, as a witness, potential witness for the Durham probe special counsel. But you have Mark Elias, who helped purchase the Steele dossier, who was paid by the Clinton campaign. He's the legal counsel, 2016 campaign legal counsel. He was the top attorney for Clinton's 2016 campaign. Why is he turning on Sussman? Born to Raise Hogs, thank you again. Thank you so very, very much. Why is he turning on Sussman? This is really interesting because something is going on that I have no clue. I have no clue, why this is taking place. But why is he turning on Sussman? Why is Mark Elias, of all people, turning on Michael Sussman? That is an a tu Brutus moment. This is just like the Democratic Party equivalent of Julius Caesar. This would be the equivalent of Batman turning on Robin and testifying against him. And it's like the Sussman team is going to say, no, he didn't want to lie. He wasn't working on behalf of Clinton. Or even if he was, it's not that big of a deal. And then Mark Elias, one of the top attorneys there, actually the top attorney at that law firm, will say, oh yes, he lied, and there was a reason he lied, and had he told the truth, James Baker at the Federal Bureau of Investigation wouldn't have accepted the information that Sussman and Tech Executive One and tech researchers gave him. And there's a tech researcher witness, and there's a special agent at the Bureau, and there's a Fusion GPS witness. So he's going to get convicted. It's just a matter of, I have no clue why Sussman didn't, search for or push for a plea deal with Durham. He was part of that law firm. He could help Durham prosecute other people. I don't understand. I don't understand. So here you have, this is interesting. This is unbelievable. Hillary Clinton's top campaign lawyer will be among the first witnesses against former colleague who's charged with lying to the FBI, a prosecutor revealed in court Monday. This development is basically, there's basically no chance, unless something very peculiar takes place, there's no chance that this attorney Sussman doesn't get convicted. I don't know, is it a 5-year prison sentence? Probably not. Is it 6 months? Possibly. Is it a couple of months? Possibly. Even if it's, no matter what it is, it'll serve as the basis for future indictments. Born to Raise Hogs, thank you again. Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. But the question is, why is he turning? Like, we know that Elias. So there was an attorney that I would always say, and David, hello, everybody here, hello. I would always say that, Amazing Colonel, hello. I would always say that there's an attorney in addition to Sussman. There's an attorney that did a lot more than Sussman in terms of, setting up and framing Trump and lying to the Bureau and all of that. This attorney, by the way, so you have to understand, he was sanctioned for misleading conduct. So, among the specific lawyers named in the March 11 order for violating their duty of candor to the court is Mark Elias. This is a Heritage article. Top Democratic lawyers sanctioned for misleading conduct. This is from Hans A. von Spakovsky. Say that name 20 times. Hans A. von Spakovsky. Do it right now. Elias and the Democratic Party waited nearly 3 years to file a lawsuit claiming that, so here we have, that's just one example. But if you look, you type in Mark Elias, this is very interesting. The first defense against Trump's assault on democracy. The first defense against Trump's assault on democracy. The first defense against Trump's assault on democracy is one of the first. Farmer Funk! They aren't after Sussman, they want Baker Combe. Exactly. Exactly. And other people too. Andrew McCabe. Ronald Foose, hello. Eric, hello. Everybody here, hello. Luke St. Martin, hello. They want, like, this is so interesting because this attorney, Elias, is celebrated. He is a celebrated, very renowned, respected among Democrats. He's the legal, he's the most potent legal force. I don't know what you'd want to say. He's the man that they went to basically obtain Fusion GPS, work with Glenn Simpson, buy the Steele dossier. Maybe, apparently he worked with Sussman as well to set up and frame Trump. And he's testifying now against Sussman. These are two attorneys at a top Democratic Party, at a law firm that does business with Democrats for years. They do business with mashed potato brains also. They engage in what's called lawfare. They're going to go after people and try to ruin people through legal means. Exactly, Miss J, exactly. He helped outsource the third-party tech firm. And everything that took place in 2016, Elias was a part of. Now, there's no way that Sussman doesn't get convicted, unlike, like I said, Yeshua! DC is dim and jury will be tainted and not convict. And that's a possibility. That's a possibility, although, oh, that's right. Well, Kleinsmith pleaded guilty. This is the first trial. That's true. There's already 2 jurors that are basically Democrats. But I don't think it'll be that big of an issue because you have Democrats testifying against Democrats. And also you have Sussman's text message stating, hey, Jim, or James Baker, I'm here not on behalf of a client. So it's really interesting. What Durham is doing, ladies and gentlemen, is the following. He is simply indicting Sussman for a lie that is not only material that was part of. So this is the attorney Elias that's testifying against his former colleague. Elias, who is general counsel for the 2016 Clinton campaign. My God. A2 Brutus. How are you? This is, okay, so Durham is obviously working with Elias, and Elias is working with Durham to ensure that he doesn't get indicted or he isn't in legal jeopardy. So this isn't rocket science. Elias, who is general counsel for 2016 Clinton campaign, was deeply involved in Sussman's efforts to give the FBI since debunked information about a secret back channel. Meanwhile, Clinton had top secret intelligence on servers. By the way, I want a Hillary Clinton Donald Trump 2024 rematch. Please, God, make it happen. Please. I want a Clinton Trump 2024. Clinton DeSantis. Yeshua, thank you. Born to Raise Honks, thank you again. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated. I can't do these live streams without you, ladies and gentlemen. Born to Raise Honks, thank you. And now, and the rest of the super chat, thank you. Sheila, thank you. So you have 2 attorneys, one attorney that has turned on the other, testifying against his former colleague. You have a Bureau special agent, you have Fusion GPS witness, and you have another witness, a tech researcher witness. And he happens to be twins with Brian Stelter. Isn't that interesting? No, I'm joking. David. And so, why is he turning on Sussman? Why is Mark Elias turning on Michael Sussman? Why would he betray a colleague? Why would he betray a colleague that had the same goals, the same objective as he did? Because Elias did a lot more than Sussman did in terms of trying to set up and frame Trump. Okay? Almost certainly, well, we have the Danchenko trial. And Elias purchased the Steele dossier on behalf of the Clinton campaign. What the Clinton campaign did was the following, ladies and gentlemen. What they did was they outsourced a law firm. The law firm outsourced Fusion GPS. Fusion GPS outsourced Christopher Steele. Christopher Steele outsourced people to compile a dossier. Then the Clinton campaign outsourced their law firm, the law firm that Sussman and Elias worked for. Then that law firm outsourced a third-party tech firm. Then the third-party tech firm didn't even, I don't even know what access they had to DNC servers. But they didn't give DNC servers to the U.S. government. So we have a law firm, we have a law firm, we have a tech company, we have an opposition research company, we have a foreign intel company. Anthony, hello. And it's like we have all of these players, and Mark Elias knows almost all of them. Sussman was a part of just one person. Ronald, I think it's possible. Although I don't know if Comey will ever get it. He could get indicted. I don't know if he'll ever get it. He has the goods on everybody. Comey is like Mark Elias, but he has a lot more information. Exactly, amazing colonel. So the question now is, Cyan, hello. The question now is, the conviction is almost certain. Okay, he's not going to get out of lying to James Baker. I don't understand, and I said this in the segment prior to this one, I don't understand the following. I have no clue why Sussman wants to fight this. I have no clue why Sussman wanted to. He didn't plead. He didn't push for some kind of plea deal. I have no clue at all, because you already have Mark Elias and you have potentially Robbie Moog turning against you. The Clinton campaign hired Michael Sussman. The Clinton campaign now, people associated are testifying against him. Think about that for a second. I said nothing good. Nothing good comes from, like, look at the list of people from Jussie Smollett to Michael Sussman to, look at the list of people. Peter Strzok, fired. Andrew McCabe, almost indicted, fired. Think of the list of people. Oh, Eric Schneiderman. Chris and Andrew Cuomo. Are you kidding me? The Menendez brothers of politics. No, I'm joking. Could you imagine? Look at all of the people from Eric Schneiderman to Andrew Cuomo to Chris Cuomo to Jussie Smollett to Peter Strzok to then you have Peter Strzok, and you have Andrew McCabe, then you have James Baker. And if you work with the Clintons or Democrats, and I want a Hillary Clinton 2024, nothing. Well, first of all, it would vindicate everything I said regarding her eventually becoming the nominee again. Nothing would make, I would be the happiest person on the planet. Please, God, please. Lord God, please allow Madam Secretary to go against Trump or DeSantis. Maybe even DeSantis would be better, but actually Trump would be just as good. Trump would be, well, one would think better, but DeSantis has. Let me ask you a question. In the chat, who do you think's better for 24? Trump or DeSantis? I want a Trump rematch. I want Trump back in the Oval Office. Great president, fantastic economy, fantastic foreign policy. But who do you think's better? Just put DeSantis or Trump? Who do you think's better in the chat? DeSantis or Trump? DeSantis or Trump? There's a 5-minute delay from when I speak, so I'll be saying DeSantis or Trump forever. DeSantis or Trump? Yeshua, I agree. I agree, Yeshua. Cyan, yes. I like Trump more, though, also. I just think that, yep. Trump DeSantis. That would be amazing. Yeah, it's... I would too, but I do like we're still stuck in the Matrix, the 2016 Matrix. Farmer Funk! Both are seen as toxic and will be attacked by MSM. Yes. Yes. That is true. That is true. Hey guy, I agree with you about DeSantis. So, Elias, who was general counsel for the 2016 campaign, was deeply involved in Sussman's efforts to give the FBI since debunked information that showed a secret back channel. Now, I think this has to do with Steele dossier source up next. The second trial is going to be the Danchenko trial. Like Sussman, Igor Danchenko faces trial in Virginia, is accused of lying to FBI in connection with purported links between former President Trump and you-know-who. This is going to be even easier. This is going to be even easier because now we're going to find out when you already have a witness at Fusion GPS, you'll get more witnesses. See, what'll take place is what happened with the Mueller probe is that the Mueller probe indicted people because they didn't have any evidence of why the probe existed in the first place. They had no evidence pertaining to why the Mueller probe existed in the first place. Trump never worked with the Putin. So that never happened. And Born to Raise Hogs, thank you again. Thank you so much. That never happened. There was never any chance that Trump was installed by another country. It was the most absurd conspiratorial theory. Anyone who pumped it and then complains about absurd theories, which are absurd, I agree, has no right to pontificate at all. They created their own myth. And the interesting thing is like now everyone, once the Sussman conviction takes place, you will have had a trial where they're all turning on each other. All of these people now have abandoned ship. Who knows what's going to go on? Andrew McCabe could be used as defense for the Durham Pro Special Counsel against Comey. Comey could testify against McCabe. We have no clue. They could testify against Strzok. Who knows? We have no clue. Lisa Page could testify against Peter Strzok. Peter Strzok could testify against the lovely Lisa Page. We have no clue. They're all turning on each other. My God Almighty. My God Almighty, they're turning on each other. Why? Couldn't you have just let 2016 function like every other year? Why? Why couldn't you have just... Bernie Sanders was cheated by the DNC. We all knew that. You didn't have to blame another country. Why did they all go through this? Now they're all going to get indicted. Or, like, a lot of them will. I mean, they've already been disgraced or fired from the Bureau. They've had their careers upended. I mean, you have all of these people who've been disgraced. Eric Schneiderman, the Cuomos, now Sussman. I mean, anyone who really went up against Trump. Oh, we're not even talking about Alec Baldwin. I mean, have we gotten to Alec Baldwin yet? If he doesn't get involuntary manslaughter charges, it'll be like... He'll be like the luckiest man in the history of the known universe. Nobody said that I don't think he intentionally wanted to end anyone's life. Of course not. But neither does somebody who gets behind the wheel completely plastered. You engage in reckless behavior, but he devoted his life to taking down Trump. And now this man, like, Trump never ended anyone's life accidentally. Alec Baldwin did. And he was like one of the most vocal never Trump, anti-Trump people. I mean, look at it doesn't work. Like if the Clintons come to you, oh, I need a good lawyer. You know anybody? You know a good lawyer that we can go ahead and utilize? Nothing ever good comes. I don't get these people like if you were at like these Hollywood affairs and like why would you want to associate, or why would you want, like, never trust anyone who could potentially turn on you in 2 seconds? I mean, everyone has a limit. Everyone has a limit, but at a certain point, though, like, there's never, like, if there's no honor among thieves. So if you are hanging out with people who, for example, disown friends and family for supporting Trump, they will disown you as well. That's my point. Don't think that if you don't live up to their maniacal standards that they won't disown you. You can look at the way people are treated. You can look at the way others treat, how people you know treat others, and that's very likely how they could possibly treat you. I mean, if you're Sussman, Michael Sussman, you're going and trying to deceive James Baker or whatever, you're trying to go to the Bureau of Legal Counsel and say, hey, you know what? I'm not here on behalf of anyone else. I'm not here on behalf of anyone else. I'm just going to give you this information on Trump. He might have a secret back channel. And then you're working alongside Mark Elias, who's doing the exact same thing, but worse. Do you not think, like, do these people not think when they're attorneys? It's probably the furthest thing from their mind that Elias would testify against Sussman. Probably the furthest thing from their mind. I mean, the furthest thing from their mind. Do you think that, like, even one moment, do you think that even one moment they imagined there would be a Durham probe special counsel? And that's like the thing is, like, people are like, oh, well, nothing will ever take place. Like, look, we're seeing this right now. We are seeing all of this. We're seeing all of this in real time. I mean, it is a sight to behold. It is a sight to behold. Like Sussman, Igor Danchenko, who faces trial in October, is accused of lying to the FBI in connection with purported links between Trump and, in Danchenko's case, the alleged falsehoods include denying that public relations executive Charles Chuck Dolan Jr., a longtime Bill and Hillary Clinton supporter. Oh, he's a good man. He's a real good man. Oh, Chucky. Provided him with information that he passed along to Christopher Steele. The public did I not say this whole thing was a public relations monstrosity? The public relations executive that is a best friend of Bill and Hillary provided information to this man and then gave it to Christopher Steele, and everyone from the Washington Post to the New York Times to MSNBC, CNN, BuzzFeed, The Atlantic, Mother Jones, The Nation, New Yorker, New York Magazine, Time Magazine, CNN, NBC, ABC, everybody, all of Hollywood, Twitter, every morally superior, wonderful, highly educated, apoplectic, but always moral, liberal Democrat believed that Trump was installed by another country. And they don't know, and they have no clue, and they have no clue that a public relations executive gave this. And so then no doubt this public relations executive will testify against the man that he gave the false information to, who allegedly worked with Christopher Steele. I mean, what would compel? It's not like the money is not worth it. You get paid $1 million by the Clinton campaign. You're going to use that for legal fees. There's no point to it. And you're going to be utilized to ruin the country. There's no point to it. There's no point to imagine what these people were thinking Because, like, there is such an emphasis on fitting in, especially among these people. That's why, like, I lost, like, what, 7 friends for voting for Trump. But it's like, do you really want... At first, I was like, it hurt, you know. What's going on? But then I thought to myself, I'm like, wait a second. They showed me who they truly are, you know. And these are beautiful people. You can't say they're not beautiful people, but they're programmed, or they've changed, or they have a major character flaw pertaining to, you know, utilizing confusing politics with who they are as a human being. They've replaced religion or common sense, and with politics. Their morality is predicated upon what MSNBC and CNN, you know, they view morality as correlating directly to the Democratic Party, or what their liberal value system states, which, by the way, is always a morally relative gray zone area where everything is bent and twisted to just suit one political objective. Like, the response from the same people who would disown you is, well, Trump is worse. It's like, no. You said these are maxims. There's certain maxims these people live by, and then when they fall short, or when their political side, or mashed potato brains Biden says something truly offensive, they're like, well, Trump is worse. Trump is worse. There have been times when mashed potato brains has said something really truly offensive. Immediately the Washington Post, oh, Trump is worse. Trump is worse. Patrick, love Tim Pool. Love Tim Pool. I watch him all the time. But think about that for a second. It's like, you know, after a while I said, you know, thank goodness I'm no longer friends with these people. Why would I want to be friends with somebody who's going to backstab me or turn on me or become a traitor for no reason at all? If you can't roll with somebody that you've known, that you cared about, because of politics, something so trivial as politics, when your political side is, I mean, the corruption is unbelievable. If you're a Democrat and you're saying, I can't be friends with a Trumper, an ultra, mega, make America great, ultra, now new and improved King, Monarch, Trumpy. I mean, this is actually like it's actually like, they don't have any friends, these like focus groups that they come up with this. They don't have any friends who are Trump supporters, so they're like, you know what? Make America Great is the worst slogan ever. Let's put something before it. How about super duper Make America Great? That'll be, I mean, if they're not already embarrassed with Make America Great, imagine if we put super duper before it. And they don't get it. Like, Trump is going to walk out with, like, it's going to be like, dun, 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 super duper mega ultra, dun, 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 and then they're flashing lights everywhere, so you'd be like, Mega Trump, King, Monarch, Ultra, yeah, dun, 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 dun. Hello, everybody. This is Mega King Trump. Dun, 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 dun. And then they're going to love it. They're going to love it. Like you're going to have people dancing to this. And Democrats are going to be like, they're nuts. They're nuts. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Midnight Squirrel Dog, hello. Jay, hello. Missy, hello. They should just... The next slogan should be, Jesus wannabe, deity wannabe Trump, who is like almost a god to these people, Donald Trump. That's our slogan for him. He thinks he can walk on water, Trump, right? And then you'll see Trump like, everybody, I can walk on water now. Hey, oh, yeah, this is amazing. They don't get it. They don't understand. They're like, why would anyone vote for Trump? I don't know. Do you want, crime rates soaring, inflation skyrocketing, recession, geopolitical nightmares? Why would you want that? No, they can't. Dun, 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 dun. That's the problem here. They all turn. That's like the thing. It's like, why would I want, like, at first it hurt, but like, why would I? And thought about it. Like, thank you for showing your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors, beautiful. Unless you vote for Trump, and then you're done, and I don't want to talk to you again ever, like a rainbow. So this is exactly what Sussman is doing what poor Sussman. This is exactly what Mark Elias is doing to Sussman. I mean, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. And it's like they're all going to turn on each other. It's so interesting. What I don't understand is Durham is what I don't understand is Durham is he is setting up future indictments, but why doesn't Sussman just exactly amazing? I just saw Return of the Great Maka King. It's so fantastic. Thank you, Midnight Squirrel Dog. Thank you. It's so fantastic. See, this is the problem. They don't understand why anyone would vote for Trump. They think Trump is a bigoted operative of the Kremlin who takes democracy and shoves it up his rear end. They don't see any good. Like, I understand why somebody would vote for mashed potato brains. Like, I get it. I understand that. It's not like I don't understand. See, they don't understand why. This is the problem. They don't understand why anyone would vote for Trump. They don't. It's not possible. It is impossible for them. It is impossible for them to understand or to even acknowledge why anyone would vote for Donald Trump. They don't think it's actually humanly possible to do that if you're a rational, sane person. It's part of their religion. It's part of their religion. The next thing is, I'm telling you, it's going to be Mashed Potato Brains is going to come out with, hey, man, come on now, man, this is your God. Your God, man. Your God is Trump, man. It is your God. You worship him, man. And then it's going to be God Trump. and then Trump's going to sell shirts. Trump is God, and everyone's going to wear them, and everyone's going to love it. It's going to be hilarious. And Trump is going to go, hello, let there be light, everyone. Let there be light. And then everyone's going to be like, ah! And then MSNBC is going to be like, you see, they really do worship Trump. It's not just about democracy anymore. They're actually worshiping him. It's their deity. He's their deity, the orange deity, the orange God. Oh my God. Look, it's more than a cult. It's a religion now. The religion of Trump. And then Trump's going to say, everybody, welcome to church. They don't get it. Indeed, hello. They don't get it. They don't understand. They don't. Everything to them, see, the average Trump supporter like myself, like you, if he, for example, said, you know, the Lincoln Project's really good, we wouldn't vote for him. That's the difference. That's the difference. We wouldn't vote for them. Or we wouldn't vote. I wouldn't vote for Trump if he said, you know, the Lincoln Project isn't that bad. The Democrats would say anything that if George W. Bush was the nominee, they'd vote for him. It's vote blue no matter who. It's not vote Trump no matter what. I should market that or copyright that. It's not vote Trump no matter what. Vote blue no matter who. It's their philosophy of life. It's their philosophy of life. They are born liberal, wonderful, highly educated liberal Democrats who are beautiful, amazing people. And Born to Raise Hawks, thank you again so much. To my super chat, thank you. I can't do this without you. They're born, and when they open their lives, they open their eyes, God bless them, to this world. They're like, vote blue no matter who. And they're born to vote Democrat. They didn't know it until 2016, but 2016 they realized that's why we live in a time warp. That's why we need Hillary, Trump, 2024. It is their identity, it's who they are, and they cannot vote for anyone else. And if they do, they will lose all their friends. They will lose all their friends. And they will be disowned the way they disown friends. That's why they can't meme or do anything like that, because it's part of like a religion. It's a gigantic cult. When you're look, religion is great and believing in God is great, and I do and all that, but if politics or religion or an allegiance to anything aside from your family and friends who deserve it, if you go ahead and if you sacrifice basic logic and critical thinking skills for allegiance to an ideology, that's very, very, it's like a bad path, a bad road to be on. You're not going to, you shouldn't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that because, you know, you make mistakes in life. You end up harming or hurting, you know, people, and you do things in the most disingenuous, duplicitous manner under the guise of morality. There is nothing moral about opposing Trump. Nothing. What they do is they say, well, Trump stands for this, so therefore I oppose this, and therefore I'm moral. Like, no, you don't understand why anyone would vote for Trump. You don't even, like, I could say that, you know what, Biden mashed potato brains making it worse, making it difficult for oil and gas companies is something that people who believe climate change is, like, you know, the most important topic on the planet, they can at least say, well, Biden would do more for the environment or for the climate or for the planet than Trump. And they could point to that and say, well, you know, they suspended leasing and all of that. Meanwhile, that actually causes the inflation and the rising gas prices. But you know what? At least you could say that. I understand why somebody would vote for Trump, I'm looking at my... Ladies and gentlemen, really quickly, please, please, please go ahead and share my latest in the stock market crash channel. Bitcoin will get to 10,000 or below, unfortunately. This is like some kind of bizarre Matrix episode. So please go ahead and share that in the Stock Market Crash channel. And I actually am trying, there's a name change hopefully to the Satire and Comedy channel. We'll see. The name change is going to be based on my belief about Bitcoin getting to 10,000 or below. So again, I don't want that to happen, people. I don't want Bitcoin to get to 10,000 or below because I don't want people, I don't want anyone to lose money. You know, I don't want that. I'm not going to be happy. I'm not happy. You know, when people lose money, I don't want anyone to lose money. I don't want anyone to lose money. I don't want even, you know, people who don't like me or whatever. I don't want anyone to lose money. But it's like, unfortunately, Bitcoin's going to get to 10,000 or below. Unfortunately, the Nasdaq, the Dow, the S&P. I mean, we're not even close. We're not even close. Exactly, Sheila. Exactly. This, unfortunately, like, I have the Stock Market Crash channel. I have this channel. Ladies and gentlemen, if you care about this channel, Born to Raise Hawks, thank you so much, and I know you do, and I appreciate, my God, every time, you know, your super chat is just so appreciated. Born to Raise Hawks, thank you. If you enjoy this channel, go ahead, ladies and gentlemen, tell your friends, family. If you come into a discussion about the economy, just say, look, there's a person, H.A. Goodman, on YouTube. He called the market collapse and the economy tanking. And you can show them, the article I wrote in the Federalist in October of 2021. So I just think that it's going to get worse, a lot worse. You have to understand, like, we have mashed potato brains for 2 more years. We have mashed potato brains and this bumbling band of, you know, failed lifelong politicians. They asked our wonderful vice president a question, and she just keeps repeating, like, it's like an algorithm. It's like an algorithm. And it's like, they don't really believe in anything they say. They came in like, we're going to save the planet. Then they said, oh my goodness, oil and gas, strategic commodities, my God. So you know what we'll do? We'll just flood the country full of strategic oil reserves. Okay. But what happened to your promise to decarbonize the economy? Oh, they didn't believe in any of it. They have a wish list and a bucket list. That's all that they're the moment in time, because the Democratic Party is not always going to have every single media outlet. They're not always going to have, I mean, just go back to 2012. Go back to 2012. There were articles here, if you don't believe me, really quickly. There were articles written. Check this out, okay? Check this out. Check this out. Do you think there will ever be a time in the near future? I mean, eventually there will. Paul Ryan, all pumped up for his close-up. This is a 2012 article, okay? A 2012 article. Here you have a Time magazine. This would never happen. This would never happen. Republican vice presidential candidate Paul Ryan was photographed demonstrating his workout technique. This is like time. Paul Ryan was a runner-up to 2011 Person of the Year. Times have changed, ladies and gentlemen. This is what media used to be, and it was better than it is now, because at least you didn't have a concerted, apoplectic, hysterical, maniacal effort to take down every single Republican possible by media. That you could see Time magazine wasn't full of activists. You could see that media, like, there were lots of artists. CNN, I believe, ran an article on this. This is a time when media actually, said, okay, let's do something interesting. Exactly. It's a 20-pound weight. What are you doing? It's like, it's fine. Any weights are fine. But here, what's more embarrassing? Calling Trump a king or watching Paul Ryan work out with 15-pound weights? I mean, this used to be mainstream media. This used to be mainstream media. Like, media would say, okay, we're going to at least do some positive, write some positive articles on the Republican. Now it's just, oh my God, this maniac is a mainstream Republican. No, he's not. No, he's not. That's the thing. They make these absurd leaps of logic because they don't have anything. Inflation's through the roof, hurting everyone, especially people stuck in poverty. Hurting everybody. Patrick, I would absolutely love to. If he invited me, I'd be there. Absolutely. Patrick, thank you. Yeah, absolutely. But you have people, it's worse now. It's worse. The economy is worse for people. And look, I don't want, like I say, like Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, there's a lot of 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds that have a lot of money in Bitcoin or crypto. And it's like, I don't want people to lose their money. But at the same time, it's like, the economy is only going to get worse. The markets are going to get worse. We're not even close to the bottom. And we're entering a recession. Corporate profits are going to decline substantially. When corporate profits decline because there's a recession and inflation, they're saying inflation is going to be at 4%. That's the new normal. If it's anywhere above 4 or 5%, we're not going to be able to rebound from the recession anytime soon. And when I mean rebound, I don't mean like anemic positive growth. I mean actual, like, a robust economy. These are the people who talk about affordable health care. You've made health care less affordable because inflation is through the roof, because you pump $10 trillion into the economy. They're the ones who made health care less affordable. Health care is a tax. Inflation is a tax. It's a tax. Inflation is a tax. And the whole country is now experiencing a much higher, the cost of goods are through the roof. The cost of goods are through the roof. And energy, commodities, we have a shortage of formula. I mean, my God. This is all under Biden's presidency, mashed potato brains presidency, and it's like nobody puts two and two together on the left. The Democrats, they don't care. See, they don't care. They will make absurd leaps of logic to justify an economy and a country that's, descending. We are no longer the country we were even 3 years ago. On the world stage, we have pretty much zero influence. Or I shouldn't say that. We have a lot less influence than we did. We had infinitely more influence with Trump, but see, the media around the world, it was media and lifelong politicians and bureaucrats didn't like Trump. So they made everything like, to them the sky was falling, even though Trump presided over a great economy and a great foreign policy. He was all about negotiating. He would have negotiated some kind of deal to end what was taking place, or to at least solve or address some issues. But Democrats want the geopolitical nightmare to continue forever, so they could say, oh yes, we're backing and we're the good people and we're fighting for democracy. It's like, well, you can't use another country to achieve your objectives. That is immoral. You can't use another country to hide the fact or to try to circumvent the fact that inflation is your fault. Inflation, ladies and gentlemen, is the fault of mashed potato brains. This is not... Inflation is the fault of mashed potato brains. His political party not only pushed to end economic activity, but they only, their idea of politics is accuse people of being an operative of the Kremlin, accuse people of being bigoted, and here, just look, let's see, inflation. Jeff Bezos is after, you know why he's after mashed potato brains now? Because inflation's hurting Amazon. Amazon's, look, you know what? This could be a very huge, Bezos and the White House battle over tax and inflation. He knows the big picture. The big picture is very bad for Amazon. Have you been on Amazon as much? I haven't. He knows that a competitor could pop up. So it'll be interesting to see how the Washington Post addresses this. Why do you think Amazon's owner and the Washington Post's owner is Bezos is worried about inflation because it hurts Amazon. He knows that, eventually that's going to hurt the company. He also knows that a competitor could pop up. A competitor can pop up. Now, is it possible right now? No. I mean, who could imagine a competitor to Amazon right now? But you know what? There are always, you can never say that any company is going to remain. Enron was a company that was supposed to remain forever, this behemoth in energy, and of course that went under. So he doesn't, inflation is the worst thing that can happen. That's why you're not going to, in terms of speculation, people are not going to want to invest in the future. They're not going to want an investment predicated upon future value. So Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, that's the future. That's predicated upon future valuations. There will be a lot of companies, unfortunately, that lay off people that lay people off. And I mean, you have to understand, like, they still live on Twitter. It'll be interesting when Elon Musk finally takes over the company. It'll be interesting what people who live on Twitter, because like the Democrats who live on Twitter or the left-leaning people, liberals, or left-leaning people or leftists, the world they live in is not the actual world. Like, there's a huge difference, a wide chasm between reality and the liberal Twitter digital nightmare world, the dystopian cyber reality of Twitter liberals. They don't see, like, if you can, like, even respected people like Robert Reich, the professor, economics professor or economist, he's not talking about inflation because it hurts Democrats. He's not talking about recession because it hurts Democrats. He's not talking about gas prices and oil prices, and he's trying to blame the oil companies. It's like, even if that were true, even if it were true that oil and gas companies were taking advantage of inflation to raise prices, why is there inflation to begin with? Because you shut down the economy. Because Democrats pushed to shut down the economy. And the oil and gas projections in terms of supply and demand were completely disrupted. Demand plummeted 2 years ago, and then demand increased too quickly. And that was the fault of the Democratic Party and never Trumpers. People who just went along with unelected officials. You can't go ahead you can't go ahead and look at, like, if you're blaming corporations, that is like the last refuge of a liberal Democrat who can't accept that the policies of mashed potato brains and a Democrat in the Oval Office have caused all of this. And that's a huge, huge problem, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. Born to Raise Hogs, everybody here, thank you. Everyone here, thank you so much. To my super chat, thank you. Born to Raise Hogs, thank you so very much. I will probably have a live stream in a couple of days, so probably around Thursday or so. Be here then. Hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Huge development in the Durham Probe Special Counsel. I'll have a segment on the Durham Probe Special Counsel again in about 2 hours or so. Be here on this channel. Subscribe to the Stock Market Crash channel. Born to Raise Hogs, thank you again. Everybody have a blessed night. I'll see you soon. Be here.